Good evening. My name is Gregory Bowen, and I am the principal here at Ralph R. McKee Career and Technical High School. I'd like to welcome you to our 2021 virtual open house. A big congratulations to all of the 8th graders on the call. This is an important milestone for you as you graduate middle school and begin to think about the next step in your educational pathway. Choosing the right high school that meets your individual needs and aspirations is the first step in your academic and career success. Our hope tonight is that this orientation will provide you with the most up-to-date, relevant, and important information so that as incoming freshmen, you can make the most informed decision as to where you would like to attend high school. Tonight's session is our first ever virtual information night. Under normal circumstances and not during a pandemic, you would be able to join us at the building and participate in the orientation in person. Given these unusual times we are in right now, my team of assistant principals, teachers, support staff, and students have put together a virtual walkthrough. Even though it is not in person, you will be able to experience all that McKee has to offer. You will have the opportunity to hear live from key staff in the building, as well as watch a video that was created prior to the pandemic that will walk you through our shops and classrooms when we are back in the building. Some of the items you will hear about will include, but not be limited to, our 7 career and technical education programs, commonly referred to as CTE, our building-wide support system known as AVID, the Advancement via Individual Determination, all extracurricular and after-school activities that are available to students, the PSAL sports that we offer, college and career information, special education services, and our school assessment team, and so much more. Our newly constructed website, scheduled to be ready in January 2021, you will be able to, on a regular basis, review the many accomplishments of our staff and students so that you too can experience the McKee pride the way we do on a regular basis. McKee High School is a very special place that provides all students a home in one of our 7 career and technical programs designed to provide students with smaller learning communities. In addition, we provide our students with a multitude of opportunities to participate in activities, teams, clubs, elective classes, advanced placement courses, and more. We pride ourselves on the family feel of our school and the relationships that are formed between the students, parents, and staff. Just 2 quick housekeeping items before we get started. Number 1, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the chat and we will answer them at the end of the orientation. You will also be receiving a list of all the questions presented by parents tonight. The list will be sent to you via email with the answers to those questions. Prior to the meeting tonight, you also received an RSVP Google form. If you were unable to fill out the form prior to tonight's session, please do so that we have your contact information and can send you the answers to any additional questions after tonight. Number 2, for your convenience, tonight's session will be recorded and posted on the McKee YouTube page. You received a link to our page and can view this session as many times as you would like. Our next 2 sessions will be identical to tonight's presentation, but will also be available for you to view once each session is complete. Now, without further ado, I'd like to begin tonight with our introduction video.
As one walks up the 4 blocks from the ferry, a student passes by Borough Hall, up the block by the iconic St. George Theater, past Rispoli's with its mouth-watering Italian cookies, and the famous Enoteca Maria's restaurant, where grandmothers come in and prepare a different cuisine from their native homelands all week. 2 quick turns and one sees the historically landmarked building, McKee. Blending carefully managed class sizes, passionate and committed faculty, spotless, spacious, and secure school grounds, and highly sophisticated classroom technologies, McKee embodies the experience of a private school learning environment. The McKee faculty, experts in industry and education, methodically work with students to equip them with the real-world skills and certifications to intern, apprentice, and eventually start a career in many diverse fields. Let's start Automotive Program, where students are provided with a rich, rigorous education in automotive technology. The program uses hands-on as well as the latest in computer diagnostic programs. This program prepares students to excel in the many NATEP certification tasks and the ASE exam.
I specifically chose McKee because of the automotive program. I want to learn about cars and furthermore learn about diesel and that heavy machinery so I can get into that field.
I came to automotive because I always had an interest for cars since I was little. My teacher told me that just because I'm a girl, it doesn't mean I can't do the things that boys can do.
We get to see all these different cars, get to learn how they all work differently from each other, and find out how to work on each car.
As we go to the second floor, we hear the sound of saws in the air. The program is carpentry, and those of the Edward J. Malloy Initiative place students in the carpentry program into unionized trades as one of the top apprenticeship programs in New York City.
I chose McKee High School because it offered me a lot of choices. It offered me carpentry, auto, electrical, and I really fell in love with carpentry when I came and looked at it and all the work that they had.
What I'm working on right now is working on a bench, like a model bench that we're making out of pine wood.
Being a girl in a shop class like this is empowering because you're showing other girls that might be too scared to do something like this that it's possible to do stuff that guys do.
Down the hall on the second floor is the software engineering program known as SEP. This program gives students training and experience in coding, learning Python, Scratch, HTML, CSS, processing, and Java. They also learn electronics, robotics skills, and Arduino and Lego robotics. The SEP is a doorway to game design through computer programming and virtual digital reality coding for the 21st century professional workforce.
I recommend this shop to anyone who would ever want to do coding, any kind of coding at all. Just they want to try it, they're very interested in it, try this because it's still a skill you'll have after high school. It's still a skill you'll keep and you'll actually retain, and you'll be able to use that in your future even if you don't like doing it.
I like the way that we approach the subject in general. Mr. Patterson has us do abstracts where we take the simplest way of analyzing an idea and then we break it down from there.
We started off with HTML in freshman year and a beginner programming software called Snap and Scratch, which is sort of like drag and click easy stuff for middle schoolers to do. And then we moved on to CSS and processing, and we're doing processing now.
On the third floor, one sees the Electrical Engineering and Installation program, which is designed to offer a pathway to a career in the expanding field of electrical engineering technology. Students in the program learn AC, DC, circuit analysis, implementing commercial and residential wiring, and motor controls. In the Electrical Engineering Lab, students are exposed to using, measuring, and understanding how electricity is manipulated in today's technological environment.
I chose McKee High School for the electrical program. They said they can give me an internship straight out of high school or an internship during high school over the summer. Instead of sitting at a desk, I get to, climb up on ladders and work every day. I have a better opportunity for going out after school and getting a job into Local 3 or MTA or whatever it is.
Before we go into work and hands-on, we come in this class right here and we do a lot of previews, and he teaches us what we will be doing today. The program, it's taught me a lot. Everything I'm learning is gonna help me, and like my parents taught me, knowledge is power, so I won't regret it.
Right next door is the Architectural Drafting Program, which prepares students for post-secondary opportunities as an architectural designer and civil engineer. Students learn design as well as complete projects on the latest computer-aided drafting software.
There's so many different types of engineering, mechanical, architectural, chemical. Now when I realized this, I got even more interested because I know I'm not stuck going down one road.
By the end of this year, I'll have my certifications in a few different engineering and architecture programs. Because of this, I knew I would get internships in relation to the field I want to go into, which is aeronautical engineering and mechanical engineering. I'm designing a building for Columbia University through the ACE mentorship program, and it's going to be a college of criminal justice. And so far, because of this mentorship program, I've been able to learn structural engineering, HVAC engineering, plumbing and fire protection.
It just opened my eyes to a whole new type of world, a whole new type of experience. I can take apprenticeships, I have a certification in AutoCAD, so it's just amazing.
On the 4th floor is graphic design. This program prepares students in the area of computer graphics, design graphics, desktop publishing, typesetting, digital press work, photography, and video editing. With McKee providing the latest software applications for technical training with certifications in the Adobe suite.
The Ralph R. McKee Career and Technical Education Graphics Program really focuses on teaching students design principles and how to utilize them in the real world.
The graphic design program here it's so great. It teaches you more than just making logos, but it goes into branding and real world, what they're really looking for.
I guess the best part about it is you come every single day. It's like a workplace, not just like a classroom where you sit down, you get distracted, but you're actually into it doing the work. It's a really competitive scene. That way you get better among your classmates. And last summer I attended a graphics internship, and we did work like we did flyers, we did postcards, business cards.
You're leaving with this idea of, I know something that people need. There's a business out there, there's a market out there for people like us.
You go anywhere, everything is graphic design. Everything you see is visual. Just like you go into the city, anything you see, like you can recognize anything. You look at the billboards, you look at posters, everything's visible.
From this program, you learn more than just making logos, you learn branding. I want to go into marketing, so having a graphic design background can really help with me helping business.
The academic spine of McKee is Advancement via Individual Determination, or AVID. The AVID system accelerates students' learning. It uses research-based methodologies of effective instruction and provides meaningful and motivational professional development and acts as a catalyst for college and career awareness. AVID provides all students with a system to acquire academic knowledge, study habits, writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading, and participation in enrichment and motivational activities that makes college attainable.
AVID, I look at it as a sense of community. We're just people and peers and friends. And it's great because what we do with our peers is that we educate each other. A part of our success criteria in our contract that we all signed for AVID is that we are going to at least sign up for one internship and be accepted. We are doing right now a collaborative study group, also known as a CSG. We don't give them the answer. You don't want to do that. You want to properly lead them there, either if it's going back in the text or in the notes or whatever you're doing.
We at McKee look ahead. McKee's administration is constantly exploring, evaluating, and implementing learning innovations. We look at best practices and local business partnerships to better position students of nearly all abilities for personal growth, academic, and professional success. A sampling of the business partnerships are Bay Harbor Motors, Blue Label, DCAS, Asset Management, ASI, Stonemart, SDFCC, Dima Auto, two industry partners who were at the forefront and continue to lead the way in establishing a robust partnership with McKee is Miller's Launch and Dana Ford.
The relationship with McKee is unbelievable. The relationship with the kids, they love telling us about what they're learning in school and they want to apply it here. They love the fact that I want to know what they're doing in school because as far as I'm concerned, if you're not doing well in school, you're not going to come for a job, so that actually motivates them to do even better.
They come in, they have to get certification. They get certification through Ford Motor Company. Highly advanced motors, highly advanced vehicles now, so they're not what you would traditionally understand as getting your hands in to pull out a carburetor or any of those things. They're all gone from the vehicle. So everything is sensors and computer programs. And one of the first things a tech will do, we don't even say mechanic, we don't even use the term anymore. One of the things a tech will do is plug a laptop right into the car first thing.
We were looking for interns, and my nephew is a teacher at McKee, so I said, we're looking for interns from college, and he convinced me to try a high school student, and we did, and it worked out spectacularly. You need to have, general business knowledge, of course. Writing skills are always extremely important, but we look for people with passion. Our intern is doing a lot of social media graphics for us and posting, so he's currently managing a guy named Jeff Harrell's music account on Instagram, and he's doing a great job at it. He's building a following and selling some albums and posting, as well as making graphics to use for those posts.
We reach out to our alumni to add their invaluable experience to talk to our underclassmen about their experiences.
What McKee basically gave me was the fundamentals to start my career in architecture. I went to Pratt Institute in Williamsburg. After college, I worked for a small architectural office in Staten Island, probably about a 6 to 8 person firm. I worked there for 3 years and I just felt at a certain point that I was comfortable with the practical end of the profession to go ahead and take the next step and start my own business.
I'm very happy with the turnout, and I absolutely, McKee was I would say the best decision I made in my life.
The North Shore is on the move. There's a crackle of excitement in the many features appearing on the harbor, from the observation wheel, outlet mall, hotel, and new Irby condominium development with the breathtaking views of the city from the harbor. Whether your dream is to someday design the most iconic building on Staten Island, to start your own business, to join the local 20, or to become the very first member of your family to graduate from college, you will learn more here at McKee. And with what you learn, no matter how big and bold your dreams, you can achieve anything. McKee High School, and the true pathway to a multi-optional educational platform preparing students for college, career, and life.
Mr. Bowen, you're on mute.
So good evening. That was our introductory video, and we want to now continue with our presentation for the day. I'm going to introduce you to my assistant principal of organization and CTE, Mr. Agron Valia.
Good evening, parents. Thank you for joining us tonight. In a few minutes, you're going to hear a lot from the CTE teachers who will explain each one of their programs. But the one thing that I wanted to leave you with is what separates us from other career and technical education programs in Staten Island. Firstly, we give our students 3 years of career and technical education at 90 minutes a day. So it's 3 years of double period classes where they come out with the possibility of getting an industry standard certification. And as you saw in the video, some of our students have gone directly to work. Others of our students have gone to college. We've truly created a vision in the school to be able to have our students college and career ready as we move forward. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our instructor for our architectural drafting program, Mr. Bruce Payne.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bruce Payne. I've been teaching architectural drafting and pre-engineering at McKee for 19 years. Let me start by saying, in the real world, nothing gets built without a drawing. Homes, roads, bridges, all require technical drawings. With this, the New York City Board of Education, the state of New York has been extremely generous and cooperative with my program and all the other programs. We train our students using the latest software called AutoCAD Architectural. It's considered the industrial standard for architectural drafting. McKee provides all the computers, softwares, printers, solid models needed for, to complete their education. Additionally, we provide all the mechanical drawing tools for hand drafting. We teach them hand drafting first before we move them onto the computer. This creates an environment where the students see immediate satisfaction and results for their efforts. Oops, sorry. All right. Our methods include interdisciplinary work with carpentry, with the electrical installation department. These guys all require drawings. We work with the mathematics department for geometric construction, dimensioning drawings, understanding fractions and decimals and conversions. The sciences such as physics and earth science to study strength of materials, types of soils, what you could build in what environment. The process, the students start off drawing by hand on drafting tables to learn the terminology required for drafting. Then we move them on to AutoCAD, where you get 2 years full exposure to AutoCAD and industrial standards. Then at senior year, they move into actual architecture and start producing models and these type of drawings required for real world construction. Graduating McKee, you get a certification, an AutoCAD certification for, with your experience, and you pass the test and you get certified as an AutoCAD user. You get to develop a portfolio. There's opportunities for internships and working with McKee business partners. And, it's an accredited class, and you walk away with a nice certification. Thank you. I'd like to bring on Dave Sarno, our automotive instructor.
Good evening. My name is David Sarno. I've been the automotive instructor at McKee for 13 years and the work-based learning coordinator for 9. The McKee Automotive Program is New York State certified as well as ASE certified. What this means is that upon graduation, your son or daughter will not only receive their diploma, but a New York State Career and Technical Seal. As an ASE, Automotive Service Excellence Certified program, all instructors need to be ASE certified and follow a rigorous curriculum based on the ASE standards to guide your child to become certified in light maintenance and repair. This industry-based curriculum will help our students gain entry not only into the automotive field, but the transportation field as well. Staten Island has many waterfront companies, like Miller's Tug and Barge, who has been a supporter of McKee for many years, with hosting our students through our paid internship program and upon graduation, hire them full-time. Also, since the program is double certified, all automotive grads who wish to go on to a post-secondary college will receive a discount in tuition or a waiver of some of their classes from one of the schools that McKee has an articulation with. Some of these schools are Bronx Community College, Alfred State College, Lincoln Technical Institute of Technology, and Universal Technical Institute. Our curriculum will take your child on a trip through the history of the automotive industry, from Carl Benz's three-wheel vehicle in 1886, right up to modern-day vehicles such as the Tesla. Through this journey, they will discover how the grease monkey became a mechanic, and now we are considered technicians. In the 10th grade, McKee takes our students, no matter their level of understanding in the automotive repair industry, through safety, tools, shop equipment, tires and wheels, and finish with brakes, steering, and suspension. The junior year, which happens to be the most demanding year, students discover automotive electrical, which includes computers, sensors, wiring, and engine performance, which will detail superchargers, turbochargers, and nitrous. Senior year students learn engine breakdown, not just taking the engine apart, but understanding how each component works and how each component could fail. HVAC, which means heat, ventilation, air conditioning, which covers everything involved with keeping the driver and passengers comfortable while in the vehicle. Side note, How many of you know that there is a filter that helps keep the air entering the cabin clean? Most of the time, this filter is located behind or under your glove box and can easily be changed by most people. Finally, students begin running the live shop at McKee. This includes customer service, billing, and properly writing out work orders. Finally, I'd like to talk to you about the McKee internship program. Starting in late sophomore year, all students have the opportunity to take part in a 60-hour paid internship in one of our school's business partners throughout Staten Island and Brooklyn. Some of these companies are Dana Ford Lincoln, Island Auto Mall, and Dima Auto Body, just to name a few. These companies allow our students to shadow their employees and see what it's like to work in the automotive field. Many of our students throughout all of our programs are hired full-time upon graduation. In closing, the power of McKee is all about the collaboration of McKee's academic and CTE programs. In automotive, understanding chemistry, physics, and English is vital to our students and helping them gain entry into the automotive field upon graduation. Being a parts changer is a job. Understanding why the part went bad and how to repair it makes you a technician, and that leads to a career. McKee produces technicians. Thank you, best of luck. And I'd like to pass it on now to Mr. Dennis O'Connell, McKee's carpentry instructor.
Dennis, you're muted.
Good evening. My name is Dennis O'Connell. I am the carpentry and building trades instructor here at Ralph R. McKee Career and Technical High School. I've been teaching the building trades at McKee for more than 20 years. I'm also a proud graduate of McKee and this program. We offer a real-life trade experience. The three-year sequence has been designed around the current trends in today's building industry. As a 10th year student, print reading and design, model house design and build, hand, machine, and tool operation. As an 11th year student, commercial residential framing, interior exterior finishes, operation of production power tool equipment, and as a senior 12th year student, cabinet making and joinery, coloring, finishing techniques, CNC laser machine programming and production, use of Mastercam, Aspire, and VCarve software are all part of the 12th year sequence. During the 3-year experience, we will provide opportunities for students to participate in internships directly related to the building trades. We invite local tradespeople in to present current industry trends and career opportunities. The expectations of the program are high and include critical thinking skills and rigorous math platforms. We are looking for young men and women seriously looking to pursue a career in the building trades. Following graduation, students will have opportunities to gain direct entry into any New York City labor union via our partner through Construction Skills. Graduates may also decide to continue on to a post-secondary college experience. There are many graduates of our program that study construction management in CUNY and SUNY programs. Some of them include New York City Tech, Alfred State, and SUNY Delhi. This program has been preparing young men and women for a career in the New York City building trades for more than 80 years. McKee has produced thousands of graduates that have or still have had a successful career and a place in the working blue-collar world. Many of those are responsible for shaping the New York City skyline as we know it today. Thank you, and I hope to see you in September. I would like to introduce my colleague from the Digital Media and Communications Program, Mr. Serrano.
Thank you, Mr. O'Connell, and hello, family, and to all our future students, hopefully coming to McKee. The Digital Media and Communications class provides students with a certification in digital marketing and social media management with an academic focus on financial algebra and English. Our curriculum is wrapped around entrepreneurial experiences because we believe that in order to become great marketers, one must understand how to develop solutions through the process of empathy, ideation, prototyping, launching, and marketing. Our students engage in a unique for-profit entrepreneurial experience during the sophomore year. This is through a program called Build. And when I say for profit, I literally mean students finish the year receiving product sales profits as cash in their hands. As you see in the picture behind on this slide, these students are presenting their product to a panel of judges who at the time were going to decide the level of investment that they will receive to mass produce and make sales for the rest of the year. Now in the junior year, we start learning web development, and we use the lens of UX and UI, which is user experience and user interface. And then we move on later in the year into combining that with digital marketing strategies through social media platforms. Our senior class, they take all of the prior knowledge and the skill sets gained to be able to run a business in the Virtual Enterprise International Program. Now, you may be familiar with this program, as some middle schools in Staten Island currently use the VEJV program. Now, at this stage, students take on the roles of executives, finance, operations, design, and marketing professionals while they're interacting with other classrooms doing the exact same thing all around the world. Our school and our students have won many awards in the areas of product design and branding and marketing. And they've had a lot of experiences like the ones you see here, where they can have professional presentations, public speaking in front of executives from various business sectors. So students in the DMC program, they also get onto internship opportunities with local and city-based marketing agencies and advertising agencies. And we're also giving them opportunities for college coursework, college credit, and potential scholarships through Long Island University, Brooklyn campus. Thank you so much, and I really do hope to see you. If you have any more questions, you could always reach all of us through the emails on our slides. I would like to introduce now Robert Cintron, our electrical installation instructor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Serrano. My name is Robert Cintron, and I am the electrical instructor at Ralph McKee CTE High School. I'd like to take just a very quick minute just to overview what the electrical program incorporates. The electrical program is a 3-year program in which students are ultimately being given and taught the necessary technical skills as well as soft skills needed to pursue a career within the electrical industry. Students throughout their 3 years will receive training in all the various areas of the electrical industry, whether it's beginning with circuit fundamentals in the sophomore year, low voltage systems, including alarm systems, the proper use of tools, and not to mention safety on the work site. Continuing within the junior year, students would be trained in the areas of residential and commercial electrical system. That could include anything from installing an electrical service through wiring all different types of electrical systems within a home, and commercial wiring, which could include running electrical circuits for machineries in large buildings, commercial, whether they're shopping malls, factories, any type of commercial industry or buildings, I would say. Within the senior year, students will then gauge into the areas of industrial electricity, including and not limited to 3-phase power, motor controls, and solar electrical training, as well as telecommunication systems. The one thing about the electrical program is it is constantly adapting to what is out there in the industry. We try to stay up to date with all the latest standards so that when a student leaves McKee, he or she has the opportunity to continue on, if they choose to do so, within a career within the industry. Now, since many of our students may not be sure which path they choose, we also incorporate all the theory behind the electrical systems themselves, not only how to put it together, but also all the technical, theoretical operations on how the systems work, in which we tie directly into our rigorous academics at McKee, including algebra, physics, and English as well, because we teach students how to write, problem solve, develop a resume. So these soft skills, in addition to the technical skills that they will receive. Certifications include they receive their OSHA 30 certification. They get their nicer core and their nicer electrical level certifications. And throughout the program, they have internship opportunities, whether it is through the work-based learning program, via the New York City MTA, via solar electrical contractors and private electrical contractors as well. For all of our students, the post-secondary options for the students can vary from either going through an apprenticeship program, such as the Edward J. Malloy Construction Skills Program into Local 3, or the MTA Electrical Helper Program, or also continuing on, whether it is through colleges like Lincoln Tech, Pima College, New York City Technical College, and the College of Staten Island in such areas as electrical engineering and construction management for our students. In closing, I just want to say that regardless of whatever program your child chooses, we can say that McKee offers the best of all worlds. You're not going to be shortchanged at McKee. And now I'd like to pass it over to our graphic design program and Mr. DiMartino.
Thank you, Mr. Cintron. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike DiMartino. Not only am I the graphics teacher at McKee, I am also an alumni of this very program. After graduating Pratt Institute and working in the field, I designed this curriculum to better meet the industry demands of the current workforce. Sophomore year, students learn the principles of graphic design, branding, as well as creating vector artwork with the use of Adobe Illustrator. Junior year, students will utilize Adobe Photoshop to edit images and Adobe InDesign to design multi-page layouts, such as magazines and calendars. Senior year, students will begin to collect their work from the previous 2 years to develop their own portfolio website. Students will also utilize Adobe Premiere Pro senior year, allowing them to create and edit video. Within the 3 years of the program, students will utilize the knowledge they receive in their geometry and English classes to further their ability to become great graphic designers. We also incorporate cross-curricular assignments to make a connection between CTE and core academics. Students will take the Adobe Illustrator certification exam senior year, as that is the predominantly used program in the industry today. Students will have the opportunity to work paid internships at various companies to further enhance their experience. Being that our classroom has industry standard equipment, this allows us to run a small business out of the school to give students real-world experience from the classroom each day. Lastly, studying graphic design in New York City gives you the ability to stay local for college and attend some of the best design schools in the country. Many of our students have gone on to pursue graphics at FIT, Pratt Institute, SVA, City Tech, and many more. Now I'd like to turn it to my friend, Mr. Canizaro with software engineering.
Thank you, Mr. DiMartino. Good evening, parents and students. My name is Mr. Craig Canizaro. I've been the software engineering teacher here at McKee High School for nearing on 5 years. Students will receive a robust education and understanding of many cutting-edge software and programming languages. We like to put a priority on learning and building a strong foundation from the ground up, learning languages that assist in website development, namely HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Python. Additionally, we learn the basics of 2D video game design with C# and 3D video game design with C++ using Unity and the Unreal Engine, both AAA softwares. We have the opportunity to offer industry-relevant internships for our students to be placed in, one of them being a Staten Island local agency called the Vaughn Agency. This is where you get real-world hands-on experience dealing with clients, being able to practice and utilize those concepts we learn in class. We look to build our students up from zero programming experience. In your sophomore year, together we develop a strong understanding of core debugging and computer hardware and software systems. Junior year, we delve into one of the most exciting topics that we have to offer here, video game design. We begin the year learning the fundamentals of 2D game design, bringing our old favorite games to life. In the second half of that junior year, we get to explore 3D level design and game design. Finally, in the senior year, we go all the way through to our capstone course. This culminates in the AP Computer Science Principles exam. This is a very rigorous program, but the harder you work, the more you're going to get out of it. I really hope to see you all in the fall. Now, I'd like to introduce our assistant principal extraordinaire. He's the AP of both math and science, Dr. Lambert.
Good evening, parents, students. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on this call tonight. I want to remind you, we are throwing a lot of information at you. If you have questions, please put it in the chat, and we're going to try and get to those when we are done here. The decision on selecting a high school could be tough, and ultimately, I think it boils down to what is going to prepare you for the next step in your life, and really what that means is what's going to offer you the most options. You've heard a number of options that we provide on the CTE side, and I'm going to start to talk a little bit about the other half of that, which is the academics. Our expectations academically are extremely high, just like our CTE courses. And our students not only meet those expectations, they often exceed it as a result of a very strong, capable and dedicated staff, and also our small setting, which really bolsters our performance from our students, I believe. An interesting aspect of instruction for math and science that's unique to McKee is that we've our connections to the CTE courses that we've infused into our curriculum. These connections, I think, increase student engagement because they provide real world meaning and transferable skills to our students. Instead of simply learning about the properties of a triangle, they could learn them and understand how it connects to possibly drafting or carpentry or even graphics. As important as these connections to the CTE programs are, and as interesting as they are, we also know, because options are the key here after 4 years, it's vital to prepare our students for college as well. We offer, in addition to our 7 courses in math and science that culminate in a Regents, we offer many that are advanced and college level, including pre-calc and calc and even advanced placement calculus. Our last cohort, prior to remote learning with COVID and that situation, we had over 50% of that graduating class sitting in those high-level math classes during their time here at McKee, which ultimately means more than half of our students passed all 3 math Regents by the end of their junior year. We also offer, outside the regular school day, many advanced courses and opportunities for students to get college level credit. We've partnered in the past with St. John's to offer college physics. Our students took classes there, and this spring we have partnered with CSI and the College Now program, and our students have an opportunity to take a statistics class remotely at CSI coming up this semester. One of the questions that was asked prior to our meeting was about a STEM opportunities, and we do have a STEM club that runs after school through our CBO NICED. In the past, pre-COVID, they participated in citywide and even statewide robotics competitions. Years back, have even won it. And we also have individuals from careers in engineering or architecture or sustainability come in and give talks or maybe participate in some activities to broaden the horizons of students that are involved in that program. Ultimately, I think what separates McKee from other schools is the options it provides our students after 4 years. And I hope you're getting to get a good feel for that so far tonight. Thank you for joining us. And now I'm going to pass it over to our Assistant Principal of Humanities, Ms. Howley.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I am the Assistant Principal of Humanities, and that encompasses English, Social Studies, the AVID program, the services for our English language learners, and World Language, which is Spanish here at McKee. Our AVID program is a robust program that helps support all of our students throughout the building with extra resources and supports and strategies that really prepare them to be college and career ready. Instead of me telling you some of these details, I thought it would be really nice for you to hear from some of our AVID teachers, our English and Social Studies teachers, and of course, some of our students, because when you hear their voice, you'll really hear about the McKee experience. So next up is Miss Morganti, who is our new model teacher and an ELA teacher.
Hi, everyone. Hello, parents and eighth graders. Welcome to the exciting world of English at McKee. So I'm going to just walk you quickly through what your experience will be like. As a freshman, sophomore, and junior, you will be preparing for the Regents while reading some awesome literature. In January of your junior year, you'll take the Regents exam. And as you can see, all that prep will pay off based on some of our data. In 2020, 90.69% of our students passed, and 47% of them received an 85 or higher on the Regent, meaning they're college ready. We schedule you to take the exam in January of your junior year so that if you don't do so well, you can take it again in June and then have the options of January and June of your senior year as well, if you need the extra time, as well as over the summer. If you receive a 75 or higher on the exam, you'll qualify for college level AP language and composition. For example, 76.96% of last year's juniors were eligible to take AP their senior year. There are currently 58 seniors enrolled in the course. A quick glimpse of an ELA class at McKee. If you'll notice, all of our lessons are student-based. Us teachers incorporate student-led discussions, Socratic seminars, and turn and talks daily. Our lessons are Common Core standard aligned, and you will climb the ladder of success in our success criteria, sort of like some guiding steps each lesson to accomplish every goal or reach our learning target. With the incorporation of technology and strategies to improve argumentative and analytical writing, you will be prepared for the real world. Thanks for your time. I will now like to pass it on to our peer collaborative teacher here at McKee, Ms. Padula, who will walk you through the wonderful world of social studies and college now.
Thank you, Ms. Morganti. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ms. Padula. I have been a social studies teacher here at McKee for the past 8 years, and I am also a college now teacher. In social studies, we offer in 9th and 10th grade global history, 11th grade is American history, and senior year you would take government and economics or financial literacy. We love to get you prepared not only for your Regents, but for life. And you can see here in some of our images, our students are prepared for the Regents using a variety of techniques, including gallery walks, world cafes, and you can even see one of the pictures, empire building, where our students built their own Roman Empire using cups. These activities are engaging and the students tend to love them. Senior year in government and economics, you will learn about financial literacy as well as our government system. Financial literacy course not only teaches you about basic economics, but you will also learn how to balance a checkbook, the difference between debit and credit, and the basics of how to financially manage your life after high school. We also offer you AP US history in your junior year. That is based off teacher recommendations, not only grades, so everybody has an opportunity to take that course. We also offer College Now. College Now takes place before or after your school day. I am currently teaching Introduction to Criminal Justice. We also offer sociology and the SD10 internship program. The SD10 program is a program where you take 2 days a week a class with a McKee teacher, and the other 3 days you will participate in a paid internship through Kingsborough. Kingsborough Community College provides these courses to you at no cost, and you will receive free college credits. Most courses are 3 credits, and you can transfer those credits to most colleges throughout the country. I'd like to introduce you now to our AP English teacher, Mr. Siddiqui.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abdurrahman Siddiqui. I'm one of the 4 AP English class instructors. We actually offer, amongst the 4 classes, we actually have multiple instructors, and we offer 4 different subjects as AP classes. So AP English Language and Composition, Computer Science, US History, and Calculus AB. So last year, it is amongst the most challenging courses that you will find at the high school level, all 4 of these. And last year, we still had at least 53 students receive a score of 3 or higher on their AP exams. That means they actually received credit for college level courses within high school. And this year, 92 students will take over 130 exams. And our core philosophy, as with the AVID instruction and our basic instructional approach, is that it's not just about college, it's about college and career readiness. So skills, real life skills that you can actually apply regardless of where you choose to go after high school. Thank you.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a la clase de español. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Spanish class. My name is Carolina Custodio. I am the Spanish teacher at McKee High School. In my Spanish class, we employ the communicative language approach, where the students can apply the four modes of communication, like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The class also is interdisciplinary learning because students can make connection with other subject areas like history, English, geography, and so on. And also, students, besides learning the language, students can explore different cultures of a Spanish-speaking country like Colombia, Peru, Mexico, Spain, and different other countries. Muchas gracias, thank you. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Sayer.
Hello and good evening, everyone. I'm Mr. Nasser Zayer. I teach ENL, English as a New Language, which means my role is basically to make sure that all students, regardless of their levels of English proficiency, are able to complete challenging work. So students who are English language learners will have an ENL teacher for some of their classes. Some other offerings the school will offer to help our Ls are the Title III program, which takes place a couple of times a week, and it works specifically on preparing students in global history. And we also have standalone classes, which are just for Ls who are at lower English proficiency levels. So thank you, and at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Miftari and Ms. Messina.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ms. Miftari. In the little scroll at the bottom, you'll see Ms. Messina waving to you. Hello. We just wanted to say, welcome. We are so excited to have you all here. And future students, we can't wait to see you next year. So one of the amazing programs, along with everything else that you've heard, is AVID, which stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. So our students, as Ms. Howley said earlier, this program and the strategies are infused without, but rather than hearing from me and all the data that shows how wonderful this program is, you're gonna get to hear from our amazing students. So I would love to pass it along to one of our AVID students, Kaya.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kaya. I'm a senior at McKee High School. And if you were wondering, my shop class is software engineering. AVID is a great asset to McKee and to students learning. AVID teaches you how to take the most efficient notes to look back to and refer to for studying processes or anything you ever need. It also has the best support system, whether it is your teachers, your peers, classmates, or your AVID advisor. Throughout all 4 of my years of being at McKee High School, I have experienced that AVID does contribute to my growth. It has assisted me to become an exceptional writer, which allowed me to get into an advancement placement English class that I am currently in. It is beneficial to my future in college, and college is very important to me. I have filled out multiple college applications. However, I have already got accepted into 2. AVID is wonderful. You can ask your classmates or anybody to help you with whatever you need, and they will gladly assist you and help you be successful. Whereas college may not be for everybody, the other way to be successful is in your shop class. It is the way to stay out of college and AVID, and it helps you go along into college. It helps you go along into a future career if you did not want to go to college. Lastly, along with AVID teachers and shop class teachers. We have our fantastic coaches, deans, assistant principals, and wonderful new principal that work alongside us to guarantee success for every student's future. I will now be passing along to one of my peers, Logan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Logan Wu, and much like my classmate / friend Kaya, I'm a senior, and I've been a part of the AVID program for about 4 years now. And one of the activities that AVID does once a week is called collaborative study groups, as you may have heard in the little promotional video we saw in the beginning. And what collaborative study groups is we fill out a form based off what subject we're struggling in, being math, science, social studies, and things like that. And the next day, we get placed into a group depending on what we filled out. So for example, if I'm struggling in math and Kaya is struggling in English, but I'm doing good in English and she's doing good at math, we'll be put together so that way we can help each other on where we struggle. And AVID was one of the programs that really helped me out a lot because I was able to become a much better student than I was in middle school. My grades went up in pretty much everything, exceeding possibilities that I didn't even think was possible for myself. And even as a whole in the school, I was able to get an internship through one of the programs that the school offers. I was able to be placed into 2 AP classes, being English and calculus. And I was even nominated for a scholarship. And shout outs to Ms. Pecora for that, because without any of the staff and my classmates, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. And I would like to pass it on to Leslie now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leslie. I'm a junior of the AVID program. And for the past 3 years, not only all my past teachers have helped me a lot about college readiness, how to work with each other as a family, because in AVID, we're all family and we all learn from each other, as everyone said. I feel like after all of this pandemic, our teachers have been so helpful to us. They've required so much love and support, and they ask us, do you need any support? Do you need tutoring? And I'm very happy to have wonderful teachers that guided me all this way. And thanks to them, I was able to choose what I wanted right now for my career. And I'm just in junior year and I've had wonderful experiences and I am very thankful. I would like to pass it to Ms. Ippolito, our guidance counselor. Thank you.
It's actually me, Ms. Pecora. Thank you, Leslie. I am Ms. Pecora. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight, parents and 8th graders. I am, like I said, Ms. Pecora. I'm here to speak about the guidance department. The guidance counselors and our amazing team are made up of me, Jen Pecora, Joyce Ippolito, Brianne Fiorentino, Angelina Mazer, and Ernest Page. What our team does is we are here to support your child in every way, of course, academic, social, and emotional. We work together with the entire staff, of course, to prepare your child for college, career, and life. Because we're such a small school, all of the staff work so closely with each other to work closely with your child, to work with all of our students and support them in every way possible. That's a really, really great thing about our school is we all know all of our students and all the staff know each other and we work together really closely. In our office, this whole school counseling team uses Naviance for college and career planning. We have been running a bunch of events, especially starting now through all of this virtual time. And these are things that will start to be regular events that will happen as we continue on. We hold family nights, support circles. We have Google Classrooms. We are always able to be contacted. The students know how to get a hold of us at any time through our Google Classroom. Like I said, email, reminds. We have lots of ways for them to be in touch with us. And we're really excited that next year, when your child comes to McKee, we are changing up our caseloads a little bit. You could go to the next. We are changing up our caseloads just a little bit where we will be with your child all 4 years of high school. We will start having mini academies based off of their CTE programs, which we're really excited about, where, say, for instance, everyone in graphics We'll have one dedicated counselor, a group of deans, and a group of teachers. So we will all get to know each other and really be able to work with your child to help them through and choose their best post-secondary option. And now I would like to pass over to my wonderful, amazing colleague, Miss Angelina Mazer.
Hello, parents and eighth graders. Welcome tonight. I am Miss Mazer. I'm a guidance counselor. I'm also one of the mandated service providers in the building. So if your child has an IEP and they have counseling on their IEP, I am the counselor for that, or one of the counselors for that. This year, we have started a new initiative by the Chancellor, Social Emotional Learning. We've been doing it, but the Chancellor is really pushing it this year because of the pandemic. So together, my team consists of myself, Mr. Ernest Page, and Mr. Michael Scotti. We have developed priorities for our students and for our staff in order to provide a multi-tiered system of support and behavior within the school community to support all of our students on whatever level they may need. We support staff in collaboration to enhance a cohesive and continuous framework for equitable learning and behavioral supports in our school community. Social emotional lessons are done weekly in every English class to help build a safe and supportive environment within our school. Support circles are held by our school counselors to increase student engagement in meaningful conversations and make peer connections. I'm going to introduce Miss Arlene Daly to talk about school assessment team and student with disabilities.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mazer. So my name is Arlene Daly, and I'm here supporting the guidance team this year. And we wanted to just talk about supports for all students. We've heard a lot about our academic supports, but we also have social emotional supports, and we're here to support our whole child. So one way that we do that is through our school assessment team, which is known as the SAT team. And we use this team to evaluate students to determine what academic supports are needed in areas. And if we figure out that they need some extra support, we develop an IEP to target their individualized goals. So this SAT team is comprised of our school psychologists, our social worker, administration, and teachers. So we're really making sure that our students are taken care of not only academically, but social emotionally. And I noticed some people asked in the chat about IEPs and students with disabilities. We are here to support your student no matter what. So for our students with disabilities, we have specialized grade advisor, we have a mandated counselor, we actually have 2 mandated counselors, and you just heard from one, Ms. Mazer. We have individualized support such as tutoring, we have our special education teachers, so we do have ICT classes on every level. We have differentiated instruction, and then also our AVID program. Last but not least, we have amazing community partnerships such as NICED, which is the New York Center for Interpersonal Development, and the UAU, which is the United Activities Unlimited. So all of these things encompass our support for the whole child. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Lambert.
Good evening again. I'll skip the thanking because I've already done that, but before I bring on our athletic director, Mr. McCarthy, who's going to talk a little bit about the PSAL and about seasons and the teams we have and student athlete expectations, and Mr. Coach Donahue, who's been a coach with us, I think going on maybe a decade and a half, who's going to talk a little bit about the student athlete experience and some of the supports that are built in. I wanted to briefly go over our situation here at McKee that's a little bit unique. We are participating in PSAL. The teams that our students are on are comprised of not only McKee students, but Staten Island Tech students. The majority of facilities are actually located at Staten Island Tech. And normally I would make the joke that Tech supplies the facilities and we supply the athletes. But since Mr. McCarthy is a faculty member at Staten Island Tech, I'm going to skip that for now. We have the facilities over at Staten Island Tech, and what that creates is a situation where our athletes have to travel in season. So at McKee for phys ed, after your freshman year, you're eligible in season to be involved in team gym, which enables students to take that time to travel during their phys ed period at the end of the day and commute over to Staten Island Tech to participate in practices and games and things of that nature. That is something that is unique to Staten Island, and it has been going on ever since we've been part of the PSAL, and it's been running great. And we've are able to support our student athletes and provide them with amazing opportunities to participate in these activities citywide. With that being said, I'm now going to introduce the illustrious Mr. McCarthy. He is our athletic director. Mr. McCarthy, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. I appreciate it. I'm just going to try and complement some of the great points that Mr. Lambert just made. My name is James McCarthy. I'm the athletic director here at McKee's Staten Island Tech. What we have is we offer 36 teams for boys and girls, which carry across 3 seasons, the fall, the winter, and the spring. You as a student have an opportunity to try out for any team you'd like, but you're allowed to participate in 1 per season. For an exact list of the teams and the coaches that we have, or if you'd like to get further information, I'm going to post our web address into the chat, and we'll make it available to you. So if you have any further questions, you could reach out to me. You can actually reach out to the coaches individually if you actually have any more questions, anything more detailed about specifics such as track and things like that. One of the things I want to touch on is what it means to be a student athlete. Being a student athlete is knowing that you are a student before you're an athlete. You meet your academic needs, you meet your attendance needs, and then you're allowed to be an athlete. So exactly what Mr. Lambert said, it's a big privilege to be a part of this. It's a great opportunity. I welcome you to McKee High School. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to pass this off to Coach Donahue. He's one of our most seasoned and most respected coaches, and he's usually the man to speak to about the day-to-day operations and the day-to-day life of a student. Thank you, and good luck on your decisions.
Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Good evening and welcome, everybody. My name is Charles Donahue, and I am the dean as well as the health teacher over at McKee, but I'm also one of the many coaches we have at the MSIT sports program. I've been part of this program for over 15 years, and usually tonight is a night I have an opportunity to answer a whole lot of questions about how this whole thing works. And honestly, after hearing the information given tonight, it just reminds me of why I'm in such an amazing place and how lucky I am to be part of it. And not only am I part of this, I've been part of a lot of different teams in this program as well. I've coached JV basketball, varsity basketball, JV football, JV softball, varsity baseball. I'm currently the varsity basketball coach, the head JV football coach, and the varsity softball coach. Yeah. So, like I said, I know a lot about what's going on, and we are in a unique situation, like Mr. Lambert and Mr. McCarthy both led to, that we do have students from both schools, and our practices and games do take place over at Staten Island Tech, and it is a hurdle for our students. But the one thing about it is that we work so well together that the organization with the facilities, the scheduling that we have, the information that the kids get, the Metro cards in order for them to travel, traveling together. And when they do get there, there's always a welcome face and somebody to greet them and make them feel at home, because it is our second home. A lot of times people have this experience, they go there for the first time, they realize it's a tough trek, but then they realize that after 4 years, they wish they could keep making it because it's a place they call home for family. We have study halls set up because obviously we do understand that our kids have to have that time to produce the work, because like Mr. McCarthy led to, it is the student athlete first. And without the student, there is no athlete. And that's something that we all have to understand. And once we all get on the same page with that, it becomes easy to handle. The benefits of obviously being on a team, for me as a coach, I'm lucky enough to be Peter Pan every single year, and I get a chance to be in the building around these amazing kids. And it's something that we create that family atmosphere. And we have a small community, but we have a great fan base. Our teachers are supportive. They come, they root the kids on. It gives the kid a sense of the atmosphere that someone's there for them, pulling for them. And also, it's a great thing to have a coach's eye in the building, because I have a great communication with the teachers, with the administration, with the guidance counselors, to help these kids get what they need to make sure they stay on track And if they are going to use athletics as a vehicle to get to college and maybe further, then they have that opportunity. They don't want to miss the boat as far as being eligible for the clearinghouse or having the what they need on a transcript if they do get an opportunity to get looked at by a school for athletics. And it's a lot that goes into it. And like I said, the information that we share between coach and teacher, it is just so helpful for the students. And as a parent, you have another person in the building that's there to help you out and support you in any way you need. With the opportunities that we're able to give, we have the opportunity for kids, they travel, they use basketball to possibly use it to get to college. And for us, we've been lucky enough and proud enough to say that we have a lot of guys that have gone on and played at the next level. A couple of years back, 2 years back, I had 3 kids from the same team all go and play at the same school and be able to dorm at college together and have that experience of bringing that MSIT family atmosphere to the next coach. And the coaches couldn't say enough about those kids. So what I like to say is basically the experience that we're offering is something that you can't get everywhere. We're lucky enough to have things that will carry on past this idea of just wins and losses. Some of my most proudest moments are outside and off the court with these kids. You know, I have somebody right now that I just helped that was on my 2010 championship team get into a career at NBC. So it's just to see those type of kids, to see the things that they're turning into. I'm the godfather to 3 different kids that their parents played for me. So it just shows that this is something that is way beyond basketball. It's bigger than just points on a scoreboard. And it's something I'm proud to say that we've created a great family culture over here at McKee. And it's something that I could only say that should be beneficial to be involved in. At this point in time, I would like to say we're going to turn it back over to Mr. McCarthy and to Mr. Lambert and Ms. Pecora for a question and answer. And thank you again for allowing me to share with you what we've been able to do as far as athletics with the PSF. Have a great night.
Good evening again. I'm going to jump in. There was a question in the chat that I want to address about city tests. It was partially answered. Are students eligible to take city tests connected to McKee? Mr. Sarno wrote back that we do have actually the MTA that comes in and offers that city test free for our students. In addition to that, we are partnered with the FDNY and NYPD. We have both of their Explorers programs that run at McKee after school in years past, obviously, prior to COVID. And they prepare those students who participate for the potential to sit for those city tests as well. So those were the 3 that we at McKee have a direct connection to. There was another question that I'm going to send over to Mr. DiMartino regarding, is there a photography that is included in any of the shops that are offered?
We do touch on photography junior year when students are introduced to Photoshop. We don't offer it particularly as an entire sequence, but it is touched on. And also in senior year when students are doing video editing, we talk about video techniques and capturing raw footage.
And I'd like to add, Mr. Lambert, that a lot of photography is also done through the yearbook club as well.
Thank you. There was one more sports-related question that I could answer very quickly because it just popped up. Is there a soccer team? And the answer to that is yes. There are soccer teams for Van Allen Tech that can. There was additional, I think it was touched on a little bit for the shop classes for virtual enterprise related to film editing and creating content. Mr. Serrano, could you pop in for a moment, just speak a little bit briefly on that?
Sure thing. Yeah. So as far as virtual enterprise is concerned, in the sequence, in the 3-year sequence, we do touch on video editing. The same is also found in Mr. DiMartino's class in graphics as well. So we approach video editing from a marketing and digital marketing perspective. Not so much the editing as much as content creation. So we are creating content, minor editing, and it does play a major role the senior year because there are a lot of commercials that have to be created and pitches and information that is being sent digitally. So it is a topic, but once again, not a standalone sequence, but a part of both the digital media and communications as well as the graphics class So it is included in there.
Thank you. I'm just making sure that I am unmuted, and I am. There was another question that popped up about sports, volleyball and track team. Yes, we have both of those as well. There are 3 seasons of track. Our science teacher, Mr. Crabb, he's a bio teacher, is actually the head coach of all 3 boys teams. And they not only compete in PSAL, they have won some championships in years past as well. And yes to the volleyball. Ms. Pecora, are there any other questions that I may have missed?
Someone just asked if there's a swim team.
Yeah, yes, there is a swim team. They practice and they compete across the street, actually at Curtis High School, like the rest of the public schools on Staten Island.
Thank you. Someone asked if there is a counselor that specifically trains in working with children with autism. We don't have a counselor that is trained specifically for autism, but we do offer tier supports for each child to make sure that they are successful if they attend McKee. And then I think there is another question. Someone asked if we have any ACEs programs. I think, I'm not sure who was answering that. We do have an ACEs program. I'll just jump in. We do have an ACEs program. The students in this program participate in the culinary arts program. They run a Cafe McKee, which is a deli for staff to order breakfast. In this program, the students learn life skills and gain real life experience. And I think that
there's a question in the chat. How many security guards does the school have?
Thanks.
I don't know the answer.
I can jump in on that one. Look at that. Now I'm very excited. I get to say something. Hi, everyone. My name is Joanna Falkenhainer. I am the AP of Student Life. And in regards to that question, we do have 4 safety agents that are in the building at all times. And we have 4 deans as well, plus myself.
I don't see any other questions unless there are more. If anyone wants to throw a last second question in the chat. Otherwise, I think that we could pass this back over to Mr. Bowen. Oh, there is a last minute question. Any trips to, 2 last minute questions. Any trips to Google headquarters or tech companies? Do any of the shop teachers want to jump in to answer that?
Sure thing. I'll jump in for that. We do have obviously pre-COVID and fingers crossed, moving forward, we'll continue with trips to various companies. We've done trips to tech companies in the city. Google HQ is sometimes very difficult to get into, but similar opportunities are available. And that's not only in my particular program, but in all the other programs. We try to do collective trips as part of our work-based learning experience. So as far as the WBL is concerned, our students not only get the internships, not only get the experience in class, but we do the experiences outside. Yes, Google HQ in Chelsea, I see that. Absolutely, yeah. It isn't a very easy place, but we do depend and we do have connections to get us places. I will definitely inquire on that on the list.
Thank you. I'm sorry, we do not have plumbing at our school. And what was that?
Not yet.
Not yet. There's still time. One more sports question. Do freshmen get to play football?
I'll answer. Yes. We usually carry about anywhere between, I'd say, 12 and 18 freshmen per year.
Thank you. And then this is a good segue. So, Mr. Bowen.
Wait, one last question, Ms. Pecora. I
scholarship.
saw total number of students in the building,
Yes.
and
I was
then
gonna
scholarships.
Yes, Mr. Bowen, I think if you could cover the total number of students and scholarships. Yes, our students get scholarships to all schools all over the place, to all different colleges. Every school that we've had students apply to, we've had students get scholarships to them. So it's all about the work that they put in. And the experience that they get at McKee really is a huge boost in getting that scholarship money. And on that, Mr. Bowen, if you could answer the last question, how many students, the total number of students in the school, and then lead us out.
Sure. So we're a medium-sized high school. We have about 867 students total. That's grades 9 through 12. So thank you, Ms. Pecora. Wow, you know, even as a new principal, I was excited watching this presentation and getting some information that maybe I didn't even know as a principal. So I'm learning alongside the parents as well. So as I'm sorry, my computer's just going off yet. So as we close out our presentation, I wanted to thank all our students and staff who participated in creating and implementing our first ever virtual orientation. This was a lot of work and time putting this together to make sure that during this pandemic and the unprecedented times that you as 8th graders get the most information as you make your high school selection. Mr. Valier, if you can just unmute everybody for a second, if we can just do a virtual round of applause for everyone, because this was a great presentation. I'm excited about this. So hopefully, you know, we provided you with all the information that you need to make the best decision for your high school career. As you have seen in our presentation, we take pride in preparing your student for college and career readiness. This is our McKee family, and we pride ourselves in creating the environment for our students and families. Our school community is committed to providing the right services to the right child at the right time. So at this time, I'd like to close out this presentation, but just a reminder for your convenience, tonight's session will be recorded and has been recorded and is posted on the McKee YouTube page. You received a link to our page and can view this session as many times as you would like. Our next 2 sessions will be identical to tonight's presentation, but will also be available for you to view once each session is complete. And please, any questions that you have, you can email any one of the staff members that you saw on this presentation tonight. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us for tonight's virtual orientation. Hope you enjoyed the presentation and meeting some of our students and staff. And we look forward to welcoming you to the McKee family in the fall 2021. Hope you and your families have a happy and safe holiday season. Have a great night.